From the title and what I'm showing you right now, you can probably guess what this video is going to be about. Well, you see, 45s are much smaller than 33s and 78s. 78s are like collectors, and 33s, well, they're the easiest to find. I've found many 33s. In fact, I find them more often than 78s. But I think that 78s are more common than 33s. I think they're about the same. I'm not sure. One or the other has to be more common because one, look at that. Those 4, actually, there's another one right here. That's 4 books full of 78s. Of course, one of them has a couple of 78s that are weird, but still. You see, 78s order a lot faster than other records, and so they would make them bigger, smaller, whatever. And in fact, the smallest 78 that you could possibly find, well, except in the World Record Museum, which probably has a smaller one, is a Little Wonder. You can find them online. They aren't that expensive, but they are very short. Some Little Wonders do have 2 sides, but you'll find one side of the ones, which are great, but you'll mostly find 78s that are about that big. 8 inches across. Now, some will be a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, but there are some 78s that are as big as 33s to fit the music on them, and even bigger ones, but those are very hard to find. Now, I do have a 78 that is bigger than a 33, but just by a little bit. But so it doesn't really count, because that's technically just the size of a 33. But there are bigger ones, but that's for another episode, and I don't have any examples. Well, maybe, but I'm not sure. Well, yes, I am. I don't. Sorry, I just dropped something on the floor. Okay. Now, 45s. Back to 45s. Now, there are the rare 45s that you can find that are as big as a 33, and those that are as big as a 78, of course. Because, well, this is kind of small. Let me just get another one that doesn't have the sleeve. This is a lot smaller than other records. Now, there are singles on these records, and but a company called Peter Pan came in and basically made songs of their own, and this is where records 45 in specific are considered toys. 45s are considered toys because they're smaller and, well, they're smaller. And a lot of them you'll find have the Peter Pan and they're yellow. By all circumstances, unless you want, now there are some exceptions, like these 2 that I have. There's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and a couple other Christmas songs on another record. There's 2 records in here. One of them has Rudolph and a couple other Christmas songs, and the other one has The Story of Sleepy Hollow. Those ones are actually kind of cool. These are like the 2 that I like the most out of my Peter Pan records. Now I do have another Peter Pan 45. Somewhere. Let's see. Oh yeah, I also found this, but that's for another video. most 45s will have music on them. But the Peter Pan ones, on the other hand, well, they're different. Now, they will have music on them a lot of the time, but almost, no, they will have music. Peter Pan records will have music. Now, you will find Peter Pan 33s. I have none of these. Now, I almost bought Alice in Wonderland, but it had a Peter Pan record, so I didn't. Because, one, that's not the original story. Because if you ever pick up a Peter Pan record, the story is different. So I recommend getting the real record. This one is definitely made for kids. It's a train school and a mail train, which a mail train, you would think, I thought it was actually another thing that I actually liked, where there is a thing, like, it's literally called Mail Train. It's a poem, and there's the video on YouTube. You can look it up now if you want to. I like it. But like I was saying, most 45s will have music on them, like this one, from a company that we all know. This is from a movie or a music video. I think it's from a movie. Anyways, so 45s are basically considered toys. Now, as I mentioned, I think I mentioned it before, but my cousin had a Disneyland record player. Of course, it was all plastic, but but it played plastic records, which is actually kind of cool, because, well, yes, there's the paper thin ones, and there's the shellac records, but then plastic records? Of course, their idea was that it would last longer, but, it ended up not lasting longer because, well, yeah. Now, the weirdest thing is that the 33 was the biggest record. It was as big as a 78. And the 45, well, that was just a 45. And then the 78, well, that was the smallest one. Weirdest enough. Or maybe it was the other way. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen that record player. And I don't even know if they have it anymore. It's been a while. Anyways, I believe that's how it worked. If anyone has those, can you please make a video about it? Because I don't remember. I think my friend might have one, but I'm not sure. Anyways, this has been a little in-depth about why 45s are considered toys. Because a lot of them were used for kids' stories by some companies. And, well, yes, 45s have actually gotten... There's a lot of 45s. You could probably walk into a record store and there's like bins full of 45s. This is actually where I found most of my 45s. The Peter Pan ones that are in the sleeve, however, were found in an antique shop. And they're actually my oldest 45s. Now, my oldest 78, I have no idea. Because, well, a lot of 78s don't have dates on them. They have years they were produced, and you can tell what, oh, I just tore a piece of paper. Well, that was a 1930s paper, gone. Okay. So, I just tore a piece of 1930s paper. Oh boy. And I'm not gonna bother fixing it. One, because I could get more paper. Two, because, well, you can't get replacements. It was a record sleeve, but thankfully there isn't a record in it. Anyways, so 45s are considered toys because a lot of them had kids' stories on them. Kids, like, there was just a lot of like knockoff 45s, like the Peter Pan ones. I don't know any other company that actually ripped off the stories. Like how I found that Alice in Wonderland one that was made by Peter Pan, but I didn't pick it up because of obvious reasons. I knew that it would be completely different. The reason why? Well, it was one of those book records. You would read the story on the sleeve. Now there are ones that have been made on 45, like the story of Robin Hood. Well, actually, yeah, Disney has made a lot of 45 records. Now they've done this with 101 Dalmatians, which I think, I'm not sure. The Battle of the Speeds was weird. It was basically just the battle between 33, 45, and 78. Who would come out on top? Inevitably, it was 33. Of course, 45s are great. They are very common. I even found my Swing Era record, which is a 33, in a pile of 45, so that was nice. But yeah, 45s are basically considered toys. Now, not all collectors think that they're toys. Now, some people think that they're toys, is what I mean. Like, some people will be like, oh, why is that record so small? Oh, it's a kid's story. And, it's just been like that. But not all 45s are kids' toys. But, 45s are very easy to make. They're smaller than 33s, smaller than 78s. Well, not the smallest 78. But the smallest 78 that my friend had actually showed up in the video about how people sending music over TV. So if you want to check that out, it's only in a brief scene, and well, it's actually part of the video, but I think I did really good on that. So until next time, this is why 45s were considered toys and are considered toys by some people.